And I know that, look at, usually, here's how I view it. Usually only gig workers who are veterans, who really understand this grind, and I'm not picking on any specific apps, the apps overall, how they work, and like you've done it long enough where you get it. You're multi-apping, you know that this app sucks, this
Right.
one's not good on week. You're starting to do all this, and all of a sudden you hear about Dumpling. That's when you're going to get interested. If you're like in the gig economy for 2 months and you're still signing up for some basic apps, I'm not telling you don't do it, but Dumpling isn't probably what you're looking for, because most likely you'll
Right.
come on here and be like, why am I not being fed bad paying jobs?
Right.
Where are all the bad offers?
Yeah. This is definitely for somebody who has decided that this way of life is what they want to do. It's good for them. They're self-motivated. I mean, it's definitely not for everybody. If you're not a self-motivated person and you aren't someone who is outgoing enough to talk to people about your business and make your flyers, and don't feel bad about handing them to whatever customer you do come across, that's then
I would
you
even say
might not be for you.
creative. If you're not, and you don't have to be the creative type, but I mean, it seems to me like the most creative people are some of the most, or the people with any level of creation. I'm not saying you need to be able to draw a Picasso or play music like Mozart, but any type of creativity at all, in even just the thinking of your marketing, even if it's different than everybody else's, those are the ones I've found to be the most successful dumpling shoppers there are. Don't you agree, Invisible Celeste?
I do.
If Celeste were here, she would agree. And then she would be telling us a story right now about how she took off her business because she's done so well with her business. She
Well, and
has.
you've actually done interviews with her before, so
Yeah.
what has she can you share with us a little bit about what she has said in the past has
So,
done well for her with growing her business?
yeah, I mean, like, my hope is that, I don't want to say too much, because my hope is that the next episode or whatever, Celeste will be back. She is a tough person to book. And even part of it might have been that it's a Monday in the day. When I've booked Celeste, it's been a very weird window
Right.
that she can work with. And it's not night either. She likes to
Yeah. Well, and
she
I'm
likes to
sure.
get to sleep in time, because she like me with Curry she starts at like 5 in the morning. So this is a but with Celeste, it's different now. So I can maybe walk through a very basic timeline of hers. Is that, she started with Dumpling because of Instacart. Basic story.
Right.
Instacart sucks. And this is before the pandemic. She's like she's an old schooler Dumpling person who's been through all the changes, kind of thing. But she started her store just outside of, whenever I say she's from Atlantic City, she jumps down my throat. So Invisible Celeste is not from Atlantic City. Real Celeste is. Just kidding. Um, no, but Celeste lives just outside of Atlantic City, but also serves the Atlantic City area. So she's in New Jersey. Um, but she started by, same as us, hating Instacart, getting on, realizing, wait, why am I not just doing this myself? Realizing that Dumpling had a platform. And I guess I can go as far as to say, to, add this in to those who are looking for the 101 level stuff. I'm like, well, why wouldn't I just do it myself? I'm going to have to go to all this trouble. There is a marketplace and there are tools that are in there, and the university can help you through that stuff. However, the basic part of it is that, look, your profile, being able to give that out, and you're like, yeah, but I could make a website. But here's the big thing, is that you couldn't do it as cheaply as it's being done through Dumpling on your own, because Dumpling has a bigger, more power with a bank, because of the shoppers they do have, to get pretty good rates to us and pass it along to the customers. So the way you can set up your structure is pretty good. But I know that she started off by, I don't know if she poached, or if she just was like making some phone calls. And again, this was at a time when the pandemic hadn't hit, so Instacart wasn't as big as it is.
Right.
I know it's hard for people to remember back then, but food delivery and Instacart grocery shopping type stuff before the pandemic really was pretty low key. It wasn't Instacart wasn't everywhere, and everybody wasn't using it.
Right.
Like it like the food delivery apps, it took the pandemic to really kick that in. But pre-pandemic, so I think it was a little easier of a sell. oh, we've seen those Instacart commercials, and people would be like, oh yeah, I think I saw that. So it's not like people who are like, yeah, I've tried that, I hate it, or that's the new norm. It's like people were like, oh yeah, I've heard of that kind of. That's the era. And so she was pulling people into Dumpling, and she was making Dumpling clients, but then she even like made some like clients in the restaurants and bar industries, and she takes product to them from specific like vegetable stands or places that they don't have an account with who won't deliver. So
Did,
like
did
so
she
for
go there? Did she just go there and talk to the owners or the
yeah,
manager or whatever and say, hey, this is what I do, you
yep.
know?
And it's all like I'm not going to even say it's like 5-star dining, it might be, but it's more like organic type places and things like that. And I know if she were here, she'd back up that comment that yes, because those people are looking for a very specific thing. But the other thing that she did say on the other side of it, it's not as easy as just walking in there. You are going to need to prove to these people that you are able to shop for the type of items and the type of quality they are looking for in those items. So like you can't just, if they say I need 4 eggplants and 4 watermelons from the stand down the road, you can't just go grab 4. You need to come back with good ones. And they're like, oh, perfect, your game. So it's going to be a little bit of proof is in the pudding too, if you're going to kind of go that route. I mean, for just doing groceries and landing clients, you don't need that skill set. But if you're going to go above and beyond, Celeste has now turned her business into a business. She went to board meetings for the city, and she did a lot of flyering. She's kind of tried all the avenues, and that's why we wanted her here, was because we wanted to say what worked for her, what didn't, and again, it will be market to market.
She got real involved with the Chamber of Commerce and things in her town.
Yeah, exactly. And so did Suze, who's another guest that we're going to want to have on here too. A great shopper. I've talked to her many times. She's amazing, and she got into it too. She got into City of Commerce too. So it sounds like, and I remember there was another person who did that too. I think on their recommendations. I don't know. Maybe part of being super successful is going down that road. I always wondered, well, what would I do at that meeting? Hey, I deliver food. Like, I just don't know. I mean,
I would imagine that it's probably more like just kind of listening in on what's going on, and then maybe the side conversations that you have with people initially, getting to know other people, other small businesses in the area.
Yeah, I mean, but nonetheless, I mean, that's what she did. She made her business, and she has employees now, like not independent contractors, but employees. So,
wow. See, yeah, that's the
her
one
business
thing.
has truly evolved.
Yeah,